J. Brooks Jewelers is passionate about your life's celebrations. This time of year, we like to celebrate the women in our lives. Jewelry has the power to represent someone we love or a memory that we cherish. At J. Brooks, we are committed to finding you those pieces that you will treasure for generations to come.
Hello ladies! Thank you so much for clicking on my video here at I Am Mom Summit. I am so excited to bring this message of progress is enough to you. First up, I want to thank the I Am Mom Summit for asking me to return again this year. I'm excited for this conference to hear what everyone has to say and all the new faces that are on this year. I am so excited. My cup was so filled last year that I'm excited for it to get filled again this year. A lot of you may not know me. My name is Kimmy Hughes and I have a YouTube channel called She's In Her Apron. And I just encourage women around the world to be who they are, who they're meant to be, teaching them the message of progress is enough and to be happy in the stage of life that they're at. I've been married for 20 years to an amazing man. I have 4 wonderful children. My oldest is 19 and in college. I have a 15-year-old freshman in high school, 11-year-old boy, and an 8-year-old little girl. So with my message today, with Progress is Enough, I'm hoping that we can shift our focus from where we think we're failing to where we're actually showing up in life. This is something that I have been really trying to focus on in the last year. Because, you know, we go through valleys in our life. We go through ups and downs like a roller coaster where we're doing good and then we kind of we feel like we're falling and then we're working our way back up and we're at this pattern, especially as mothers. But all of this, to me, is growth. When I am feeling like I am going down and I feel like I'm falling into a depression or my anxiety is getting the better of me, or, you know, I feel like what I'm going through or what my husband and I are going through as parents, like, oh my gosh, how are we ever going to get out of this, or any situation in life, this right here going down is actually a good sign, because this means we are being prepared for growth. We don't like this when because we know it's going to take a lot of work. I know it's going to take a lot of work and I'm like, oh man, here we go. I'm being challenged, but with all of these things that go on in our life, coming back up, we're growing, and we're blooming. So where there's progress, there is growth. You know, we're all doing our best, whether it's in motherhood or our career, or if we're a student, we're just starting out in our marriage, or we're ending in a marriage, or wherever stage of life that you're in right now, we feel that our best isn't our best. And sometimes it seems like our best isn't enough. What is enough? This is a word that's been going on around me for years. You know, what is enough? You're enough. Be enough. Progress is enough. And I think the word enough, it's up to you what that is. And I'm hoping that today with my message, you'll get a glimpse of who you are and where you're showing up in life, and that what you have to give is truly amazing and enough. So I learned over the years that yes, I do want to do my best, but then I thought, oh, I want to do her best. I want to do her best right there. I compare myself to everybody, and I know I'm not alone. We all do this. Like, okay, for example, in the beginning of my marriage, I wasn't the best cook, definitely not the best housekeeper, still am not the best housekeeper. And I compared myself a lot to, well, my mother-in-law. I compared myself a lot to her, because here my husband came from this amazing woman who seriously could keep a house afloat. I mean, never a mess. Like, she was always tidy. She had the energy. I don't know where she got the energy. She got things done. Okay, she was very good at that. That was her and is her strength. being an amazing housekeeper. That's what I thought about when I would go and clean my home and try to organize it and try to figure out who this 20-year-old girl is as a married woman trying to keep house, right? And I didn't have any systems in place. I didn't know, you know, I just kept things clean as what I was supposed to do as a roommate, you know, in college, just like, oh, maintain and things like that. So I didn't really know who I was as this role as a housekeeper. It was all new. So I compared myself to this amazing lady who could keep house. And then it got stressful for me over time. Like my best wasn't her best. And I would feel worried that when my husband would come home that the things weren't up to like what he was used to. And it seriously put a stress on me that I wanted my best to be as good as her best. So we can't compare ourselves to others, and easier said than done, right? Because this leads to frustration and disappointment. And you want to know what those two are together? That's perfection. That's perfection. Frustration gets us stuck. And I know that feeling of being stuck all too well. I have anxiety, and I've had it for over 5 years now, and I understand the feeling of frustration and being stuck. So maybe you're not comparing yourself to, say, your mother-in-law, the great housekeeper, but you're comparing yourself to that woman that you're seeing on social media. Or I compare myself to the amazing homemaker that can put out these amazing meals and have dinner on their table for their family every night. What I'm getting at is don't compare your best to somebody else's best. Also, try not to compare your best at one time. For example, when I was first starting out as a mom, I was on top of my game when my kids were little. I'm talking schedules, routines, the house I was able to clean better and maintain better. I was a way better housekeeper when the kids were younger. And I just felt that routines and the structure of the home, I swear I was on my game then. Now as my kids are older and I have my career that's inside the home, I work from home as a YouTuber, and I have to figure out my work time and my mom time and my house manager time. Yeah. If you are new to me, I don't mix being a mom and a house manager together. Now, I can't compare how good of a mom I am to how clean my toilet is, because I know I rock as a mom, but I might really stink at getting my toilets clean, if that makes sense. So I do, a lot of the time, compare myself to how I used to do things back then and go, what is my problem? Well, I didn't have my career as a YouTuber then. I was able to put all my time and energy into the routines a little bit more. So I wasn't also juggling along with diapers and routines and schedules my career. So I have to always remind myself that I have another ball that I'm juggling in the air right now. So speaking of juggling, do you ever feel like sometimes all the balls are just going to drop, or you're just juggling too much? Yeah, I think we all feel that way sometimes. I have ADHD. So I tend to want to juggle the whole bucket of balls, okay? Maybe not 2 at a time or 3. I'm like, let's all do, like, let's do all 10 of them. I got this. So because I have ADHD, and maybe I fight my inner child, there's things that I want to do, things that I have to do, and when those worlds collide, it could create such a distraction for me. So here we are, we're juggling, right? Some of us can handle 2 things at a time, some of us 3. Me, I try to do, like I said, like 8 or more. Think I got it? I don't got it. So where are we showing up in life? Which ball are we dropping? Okay, and I'm gonna talk about where we're showing up in our life. So right now, the big thing is decluttering our homes, right? We have all these amazing women that talk about decluttering and finding joy and all of that, right? Well, we try to declutter our homes and get all that out and only keep things that we need, right? We try to get organized. And this time of year, we get that buzz majorly, right? Spring is in the air. We want to spring clean, de-junk, and just feel that freshness and newness and weight off of us, right? And we take inventory, what we have, right? Have you ever thought that maybe some of our clutter could be our schedule? Maybe we are overbooking ourselves. And that's a lot of clutter that we're taking on. It's making us frustrated. It's making us maybe a little depressed. It's overwhelming us. It's bringing on anxiety. And some of these things that we take on, we feel are so important. And in our mind as women, yes, they are important. But we can't juggle all of those at the same time. We can't do everything. We're not an octopus. Wouldn't that be great? So we feel everything is important. Everything needs to get done. I have learned for me that I have to say no to some things and yes to others. And then the things that I want to say yes to and say no to can swap on a different part of my life. Let's talk about that. This is called adjusting. We need to adjust. So when you start to get overwhelmed and frustrated and you feel perfection coming in, let's make an adjustment. Let's look at this pie chart. Now, each person's piece of the pie is going to look different. This is mine. So we're all in different stages of our life and we all are juggling different things right now. So my pie has 8 pieces to it. Yours may have 6, yours may have 4. Ours are all gonna look a little different. So here are the pieces to my pie. I have marriage, motherhood, spirituality, which is my faith, house manager, hobbies, career, relationships, and health. So right now, the way that you're seeing this, they all look pretty even, right? And this is how we would love the flow of our life to go. And we all have seasons to what we're going through, right? We have different phases of what's happening to us and moments. I'm sorry, but with me in my life, it never looks this even. Like I said, that roller coaster, those ups and downs that we go through, when I'm going down, I am pulling from somewhere else to help me go up. For example, this past summer was, well, an exciting summer for our family. We did a lot of great things and we traveled. We went to Hawaii for the first time. It was wonderful. But we also went through something really hard as parents. Our daughter left for college. That was hard. That was very hard on me. I had a hard time with that. But we also went through something as parents that we don't talk about publicly. It was the hardest thing my husband and I have ever had to go through. And it's something that completely strengthened our marriage. And we made sure it strengthened us because we had to lean on one another for what we were going through. So for the summer, I tried to focus on my health. I had started a new medication to help me with my anxiety. I was trying to get out and walk more. I was really hoping the beginning of the summer that I would focus on my health. This did not happen. I dropped that ball over the summer. I kept my medication going and I tried to get out as best as I could with my children, take them to the pools, go out and get outside. Because what my husband and I were going through, I had to drop a ball. I had to make my pie look a little different. I put health on the back burner. I focused on my marriage and motherhood. I had to make those pieces of my pie bigger because I felt at times with the situation that we were going through, I felt like I was doing this. And I had to pull me out of this. I focused more on my motherhood, more on my marriage, and more on my faith to bring me back up out of what we were going through. I had to let other things go to the side. I put my hobbies on the back burner. I put some of my career on the back burner. I put out content on YouTube. I wasn't putting out as much, or maybe not my best at that moment. So, and that was okay because I knew that this wasn't going to be a forever thing. So I had to pull my strengths that would get me out of it, which was my marriage, my motherhood, and my spirituality. So this can look different for all of us. So you might be in a phase of your life right now where your career is where you need to focus right now, and then maybe your hobbies are dropping off, or your relationships are getting bigger, so you're focusing on your career and your relationships and maybe your marriage. And sometimes with me, I'll focus so much on my career right now that my house management stuff can kind of dwindle. Well, I have how many other people living in my home? I have 5 other people living here, and they have responsibilities that I gave it to them. So there's times where I'm like, I gotta focus on my career right now. I had the Progress Is Enough event in Massachusetts. I was working on that for a little while. And so my career, I had to focus on my career for a little bit, my job. And so I gave my house management stuff to the family. I can't hold this. I can't juggle this right now. This is stressing me out. I can't do my best with this. So I need you guys to take this from me because I can't right now. So I hope this is making sense to you on where you're showing up in your life. And just because you're focused, you know, in a moment on your career, that's not always how, you know, that bit of the pie might be big right now, but maybe you'll be able to make it not so big, get it balanced, and then focus somewhere else. I think as women, we want to be so perfect at what we do, and that's where we can really start stressing and feeling bad that we're not this image that we want to be. And I have come to the conclusion, like, that's okay. That is okay, because we go through seasons, okay? So this winter right now, I'm focusing on my career, getting certain programs and things that I'm working on set up, because guess what's coming? The season of summer with my children, and my kids are gonna be home. So if I do and work on the things that I'm trying to set up for my career, when I need to give all my full attention as a mom, when the summer's here, again, all my children are in school full time, I will be able to focus on that because I did the things that I needed to set up over here in my career so I could focus on being a mom. So try not to look at your pie as you gotta have everything perfect and evenly balanced. I don't believe in the word balanced, having a balanced life. I like harmony, harmonious. That's what I like. This is what I say to myself. Just find harmony. And right now I have harmony over here and I'm pulling, you know, over here. So this is how I look at the big picture, and this is what brings my anxiety down, and this is what motivates me and makes me feel good about myself. I hope I'm able to get that across to you, because sometimes I have a hard time getting my thoughts out. But I'm hoping with this picture of the pie, you can understand and see where we're showing up in life. So I wasn't ready this past summer to focus on my health. That was just not an area that I could put my time, my energy in. So was it a failure? No, I did not fail in that area. I did get on anxiety meds, but I knew where my limits were with where I had to focus and show up on a different part of my life. Well, I'm doing great. Things are going good right now. We got through that little bit of parenting struggle and we got out of that, and it was a beautiful experience. It was hard what we went through, but it was beautiful at the same time, and we got through it. The summer was over, and the situation was great. It wasn't anything horrible, but it was just something that my husband and I had never had to deal with as a parent, and a situation that was new to us. And as a parent going through all the different stages, new stages can be 1, exciting, or 2, frightening. And this was an experience that was frightening, exciting. Scary is frightening. So what would that be? It was frightening, exciting, scared. I don't know, scared is frightening, but it was just all of those emotions. It made us sad, it made us happy, it made us excited. It was all of those things for us. So we showed up in our parenthood, in our faith, and in our marriage. So I'm feeling good right now. So guess where I'm gonna be showing up in my life? My health. So now the piece of my pie of health is going to get bigger. Isn't that wonderful? It's exciting. It's so exciting. So let's go back to our best. So should I have looked at where my health was as imperfect, as an imperfection? What would that have done if I had worried about that? That would have gotten me really depressed. That would have made me very sad that I saw that as an imperfection. Imperfection isn't failure. Okay? I want you to say it. Say it right now. Imperfection isn't failure. What is it an opportunity for? It's an opportunity for growth. And this is when life can get exciting. The only failure that we have is if we wallow in that thought that we failed. So with this, I had to not dismiss what I was doing right. It was okay that I didn't focus on other things that season of my life last summer. It was okay that I wasn't exercising at that moment, or even catching up on my house, or focusing, majorly on my career. What I was doing right for me in that moment in my life was giving it all to my family. Giving it all that summer. I gave everything I had to my marriage, to my children, and I had to draw upon my faith to help me. Please don't discount the things that you're doing right. We always seem to focus on the imperfections. Please celebrate the things that you're doing right. I want you to try to take a day, and I want you to jot down everything you've done that day. Everything you've done. We get so fixated on the things that we didn't accomplish that we overlook the things that we have done. Remember, don't dismiss the things that you've done. Don't dismiss the great things that you did during the day, all the things that you did right. You won't believe how much bigger your done list will be than your to-do list. Once I started doing this, I get excited for the day. And there's a sense of gratitude there. And because I see in my done list where I am showing up in my life. And I'm seeing the priorities right then in that season of my life. And it's exciting to see. And it could change and it could switch up. If you really want to see where you're showing up in life, make a done list each day. It will totally surprise you. And then you will see where your priorities are, where your heart is in that moment of your life. And you'll be able to adjust. And it's a beautiful thing. And it may not be perfect, but it's where you need to be right now. And if it's not where you need to be right now, make adjustments. Make adjustments to your pie, to your life. Pull from over here, let go over here, and you will notice that your failures are not failures. You're just progressing in a different area of your life right now. And that is growth, and that is beautiful. It's like the spring, right? We're starting to see little buds come up out of the ground right now. It's beautiful. It's exciting. We're growing. And we're never going to stay in one spot in our life right now, especially as women and especially as mothers. We're constantly growing. We're constantly changing how we think, how we feel. And this will bless others in our life and bless others in our home. And this is okay. Your progress is enough. I am Kimmy Hughes. Thank you so much for tuning in to my segment here at the I Am Mom Summit. I hope you enjoyed this. Share this message with others that may need it in their life right now. I'm so excited to go and listen to all the amazing women on here. I'm excited to get my cup filled. I got a notebook and pen ready for this year's summit. I am so excited. Thank you again, I Am Mom Summit, for having me on again this year. I absolutely loved doing this, and thank you so much. And again, if you'd like to find me, I am on Instagram. I am on YouTube. She's In Her Apron. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.